Whether you're muted.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اللهم إنا نستعينك ونستغفرك ونستهديك ونؤمن بك ونتوب إليك ونتوكل عليك ونثني عليك الخير كله نشكرك ولا نكفرك ونخلع ونترك من يفجرك. اللهم إياك نعبد ولك نصلي ونسجد وإليك نسعى ونحفظ نرجو رحمتك ونخشى عذابك إن عذابك بالكفار ملحق. وصل اللهم على محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه وأتباعه وسلم والحمد لله رب العالمين. Amen. We have been studying the story of Yusuf in the Quran, and this is now time to study the verse 54. So the king says, bring him to me. He interpreted the man. We are skipping, and the Quran also skips the details of the story, just mentions the point needs to be paid attention or learned from. So we are doing the same thing as far as the story of Yusuf is concerned. The king says he understood that king received the messengers he sent to Yusuf, who interpreted the dream, and the messenger came back and told him, you understand that? He was convinced that this interpretation of the dream is important, and this person who interpreted the dream in this way must be an intelligent person, so knows what is going on in the world. So he said, bring him to me. I will have him to serve me personally. When he had spoken with him, the king said, from now on you will have our trust and favor. Now, these words in between here, when he had spoken with him, it means in the language of the Quran, فَلَمَّا كَلَّمَهُ, it means he asked Yusuf to be brought to his palace or to his court, but فَلَمَّا كَلَّمَهُ, it is important here, after speaking to him. It means he received an interesting, also looks like a realistic interpretation of the dream. He received it, but at the same time, he spoke to him to test whether he is the right person to give him a position in the court. After doing that, let's see his conclusion. قال إنك اليوم لدينا مكينا أمين. مكين أمين. What does it mean? From now on, you will have our trust and favor. Trust and favor, it means a firm position, actually, mekin, certain position, established position, and also secured, mean, trustworthy. It means I will appoint you to a position that you will be, if you like, fully qualified or fully authorized. It looks like that the king is whether religious or not doesn't matter really, but as far as we understand from the way the Prophet Yusuf presented the case to his friend, saying that I ran away from a community, a society, a people who are not really honest people, and also have who follows a right train of understanding and, let's say, religion. That is what we understand, that the king is the king of an unbeliever people, at least not the right belief they have. We know from all prophetic stories that the prophets are sent to completely lost people. So not a believing people, but completely corrupt people. So it must be also, again, Yusuf is now going to perform his prophethood among these people who are not really on the right track. So from there, we understand, although they may not follow a right religion, but it doesn't mean that human nature, human reality is completely corrupt. Look, for example, the king is appreciating the value of a important personality, if you like, or a very precious person, which means, although he is not of their race, he is not a citizen of this society, he is just a slave in the slave position in this society, in that society, but he is going to be appointed at a very important position in the palace or in the court of the king. It means the king will trust him. That is important. Why? If we are really firmly established in our character, if we are honest, trustworthy, then somehow, if you like, the creator of the universe always provides an opportunity for us to accomplish our mission in this world. So we have to be honest in ourselves. People may be so corrupt, but we know that we are free to choose in this world, but at the same time, the final decision about the direction of the universe, which goes all the world, we can say the world, among the, especially related to social life and also related to our life within the social life, is arranged by God according to our position. If we are consistent and honest within ourselves, God arranges everything accordingly. It doesn't mean that God interferes into our free will, but at the end of the day, we choose, we decide, we practice our free will within the order of the universe, but the order of the universe is under the control of God. So, for example, I may go out and see there are options in front of me that I can choose, but who is providing the options? The one who arranges everything. Although options are provided by him, but it is me who is choosing from among the given options. We should understand this. It is very confusing for some people who don't really reflect seriously. How can I reconcile between God's absolute will and my limited will? And my limited is free, but where is God then if I am absolutely free? Yes, you are absolutely free. Where is God then? Oh, God's will is absolute as well. How? You are free only from among what is given to you within the order of the universe, but we cannot control the order of the universe. Order of the universe is created and provided by God. We are choosing from among the given options. Freely, absolutely free. Excuse me. But it doesn't mean that, ultimately what God decides happens. No, he gives us options. Never forget. But if I am free to choose the options so that everything must be under my control as I want, no, you are limited with the order of the universe. That is very simple to understand. But if we don't have a right stand, almost impossible to understand how to reconcile God's will. Great philosophers, we see that they call it problem of evil, problem of free will. Why? They cannot choose, they cannot solve it because their understanding of human createdness is wrong. And also their understanding of God's absoluteness is not also perfect. They say God, that's it. They don't really think what God is. So thank God that we learn from the Quran what the uniqueness, absoluteness of God is. We can locate what is the, if you like, absolute freedom of human beings as a created being, but God's absolute absolute free will, if you like, choice, is controlling the whole universe. So we should have, or we cannot have any excuse saying that, no, everything is arranged by God, what shall I do? No, you are given options. You are responsible within the given options, what you have chosen from among the given options, and you are responsible for your, if you like, intention or attitude while you are preferring one option over the other. That is our responsibility. We are not responsible about what is going on in the moon. It is not an option for me. So I am not responsible what is going on somewhere as long as it is not within my options. I am responsible only within the options I am given. So I have to pay attention and be serious about my choices, on which ground I am choosing. For what reason I prefer this one and the other. And what was my criterion? This is the problem that we have to pay attention to. Otherwise, I'm not responsible for the order of the universe because it is not an option for me to change it or to do anything with it. So let's come here. God arranges everything, but we have to take care of ourselves. We have to be honest in every circumstances. The one thing, we have to have a trustworthy quality in our if you like, human morality, human ethics. So the people will say, these people are Muslims. I don't know what they believe, this strange belief they have, but they are good people. They are good people. So that is that is my responsibility to make or help the people to have that Muslims are good people. We can trust them. We are, yeah, that's why we have to be especially, always, but especially if we are living in a non-Muslim community, but there is no fully Muslim community anyway. Even the Muslims are Muslims, but community life is worldly, secular life among the Muslims as well. That's why we, in anywhere, any part of the world, we have to be honest and pay attention to be an honest person, always in our treatment, and treat people kindly, etc. So that is why we studied extensively why Yusuf did not want to get out of prison, and said that, no, as long as I am not given my honor back, it's exonerated, I am not going to go and accept king's invitation. I have to have these people who sent me to prison using their political authority, not based on justice, just because they were on a political authority or powerful position. I was a slave. What shall I do? I had no option, no authority. So, that is why he didn't want it. And because of this honest and sincere, not self-centric interest. Self-centric interest is what? Oh, I am free from prison. Take it. No, his honesty, because being in prison is not the problem for the conscience. We know that Yusuf represents conscience. No, for the conscience, being not, surrounded with other limitations, so that the conscience is not really functioning very well because of the choice of the people, of course. They don't prefer to listen to it. That is one aspect of it. And he's in prison, okay. But conscience must need to be acknowledged as the trustworthy side of human beings. Trustworthy side of human beings is not my egoistic concern, not my arbitrary reflections, or let's put it in another way, not arbitrary reflections, after speculative reflections, but honest reflections. Honest reflections. So let's come here. Conscience needs to be acknowledged as a pure truth, reality, representing the reality. That's why Yusuf did not get out of the prison and waited until he was exonerated. When he was exonerated, people trust him now, whatever it is. Maybe he's a slave, maybe he's a foreigner, stranger, immigrant, whatever. Doesn't matter. You can trust this person. He's a slave, but trust this person. You can trust this person. That is important. And what we see that now, the result of his honesty, the king appointed the conscience to the authority of a higher position in the administration. 55, and Yusuf again we see that Yusuf is being honest again. And also, after understanding that he is trusted now, he is going to be followed now, he must take the higher position. Why? Otherwise, you said, I trust you, but I give you no authority. What does it mean? That is, think of this example in our own reality, which is the ultimate aim of our classes here. Ultimate aim of our classes is to take this story and apply it to my own life or living conditions. Now, let's see. I say my conscience is pure, as the Muslims say generally. My spirit is pure. God gave me the spirit. God is my creator. Lots of claims. We do that, and I do that as well. But do I follow my conscience, my spirit, my ruh? Or do I follow my worldly concerns? Which one? In my treatment of the people, in my treatment in society, and in my treatment of other animals and the world, anything to do with this world, am I really following conscience or my egocentric concerns? Which one? When I ask this question, I say, I really, most of the time, it doesn't come to my mind. I just straight away decide, as it appears to be better for me. How about the criterion I have? I haven't checked it even. Maybe benefit-oriented concerns. Benefit according to what? According to my worldly life, not according to my spiritual life, not my bodily life, I would say. Spirit also lives in this world now. So my bodily life, it means, it is good, I can take it. It is good for me so that I will prefer this way. But my spirit says, it may be good, but is it your right to have it? Or for what reason you prefer good option? That is a good question. For what reason? Good option is beneficial for me, or good option is because of my creator's will is in this direction. That is why I choose it, following the will of my creator. Criterion, the reason behind our choices is important. Now, since conscience, Yusuf established his firm place in the court, he says, okay, if you say that I am a trustworthy person, you must leave every decision to me. That is a great lesson for me. Great lesson for me now. When I say I am created by God, I must act accordingly. As a creature of God, can I declare in my choices as an independent being, or am I conscious that I am deciding not as an independent being, but totally dependent on my creator? Do I consult when I am choosing something my owner? My being doesn't belong to me. Be careful. My being belongs to the one who creates it. I have to ask him, Shall I use my body? Shall I use my feelings in this way? Is it within your permission? Because I am conscious of you. I am aware of you. That is called in the Quran acting in the name of God, acting according to the will of God together. That is what Joseph wants to authority. We will read in 55, verse 55, wants the authority to have everything under his control. It means under my spirit. Spirit represents what? God's will in me. That is the mystery of human being. Spirit, human soul, ruh, represents God's will in me because the spirit is from my God. I didn't gain it. Yes, my body is from my God, but I have free will to operate on my body. But I cannot operate when change my spirit, but my free will is only whether I follow my spirit, my soul, what my soul tells me, or I ignore it and choose another one. So the spirit requires, its spirit, ruh, human conscience, knows the truth, realizes the truth. The side of me realizes truth. This conscience, we call it conscience, we call it spirit as well. The spirit, ruh, wants and deserves the full authority. Let's see what Yusuf says. Put me in charge of the nation's storehouses. I will be a knowledgeable keeper. It means I'll take care of this nation. Nobody else will interfere into my choices. Full authority. Even the king, we see in the story of the Quran, king never interferes in Joseph's choices. Now, there are many, many different aspects of this story told in the Quran for us. Yusuf is going to take care of people. Conscience is going to take care of the people who are non-believers. Oh, am I going to help non-believers make their worldly life comfortable? Yes. You see the similarity between Yusuf, because the story of Yusuf was told to the prophet in his, if you like, most miserable life in Mecca. Not miserable, not in its person, but as far as his mission is concerned. Rejected totally by the population of Mecca, majority of the population of Mecca, a handful people was following him, and mostly downtrodden people. So, I mean, the slaves, poor people, very rare. A few of them, one, two of them was, some of them nobles, but I mean, the highest nobility did not belong to them, but they were somehow, one of them, one, two, three of them at the most, I don't know, I must think about the history now during that period, who was there. Yeah, Omar was there, Abu Bakr was there, but Abu Bakr wasn't then really high class people, but a free, somehow well off, somehow better, I mean, somehow middle class. Omar was authority in the Nadwa, in their parliament, if you like. I mean, parliament means a small village has a parliament. Think about it like that, parliament, which is called Nadwa, where the decisions are made concerning the Quraysh tribe only. Now, but still a noble. Who else? I don't know. I don't think so. That time, I don't remember anyone. That's it, two people. So in this position, this story was told to the prophet. Now, this is one of our principles, if you remember. One of our principles, we read the stories of the Quran first, ourselves. But in order to understand it better, we see it, how it affects the life of the prophet practically, and how the prophet reacted or acted accordingly. Reacted means answered back to this message and found a guidance or help from it. I mean, how do you say, comfort from it. Now, Yusuf, the story of Yusuf was a means of comfort for the Prophet Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam. So Yusuf was appointed to a position to take care of, to be in charge of the nation's most important section, related matter, most important matter of that time, because otherwise they would suffer from hunger, maybe really completely destroyed. So he saved them. It's very important for them. But it was a sign given to the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ that, hey, your future will be in this direction as well. We are preparing you for this. Don't worry about it. Yes, some time ago, Yusuf was thrown, abused by his friends, let's say, thrown into the well, yet he was enslaved, he was a slave, he was accused of many things, bad things, as you were accused of being a poet, being an obsessed person, or even a liar. You went through the same stages, weren't you? And now they put Yusuf was put in prison. Yes, you were really put in prison in the period of boycott. It's a kind of prison. It's a limitation of all the accesses to other people, maybe resources of their nourishments and maybe their housing, etc. They were living in tents in an outside of Mecca in an area. It's a kind of prison for them, for the Muslims, and including the Prophet. You see that the similarity between the Prophet's life and Yusuf's life. And it's important to know that we can see this kind of similarity in our life as well. That is why we have to take it and apply it to ourselves. Now, yeah, God gives good news when it is needed. Now, I need guidance now. For example, in this society, wherever you live is mostly corrupt society. Doesn't matter. Sometimes we may say that the Muslims are better, Muslim countries are better. No, I don't think so. To me, I don't think so. As far as the living conditions are concerned, non-Muslim societies are less corrupt. Living conditions are concerned. Don't misunderstand me. Political life is concerned, really non-Muslim societies are less corrupt than Muslim politicians or Muslim administrations or the people in the administration of the Muslim population. Most corrupt, at least in the non-Muslim societies, people are aware what is going on in the political life. Some are very limited, but the Muslim society, they are not aware what is going on. They are enslaved completely. That is another subject. So we cannot say that, alhamdulillah, we are better off. We are, Allah created us in a Muslim society. I doubt it, whether you are lucky or unlucky. I doubt it. I went through all this cultural religion. At the end, I found myself only praying, fasting remained. All sorts of understanding of religion is just rejected in my life. And alhamdulillah, I have something different. Let's put it in this way. Something different. So we have to go through the same stages as well. Now, he is going to serve a non-believer society. The Prophet Muhammad wasalam, is going to serve a non-believer Medina society. Only 60-something people were believers in Medina when Muhammad wasalam was appointed as the administrator of the society. Look at this case. So we cannot say that, am I going to help this kuffar? The Muslims love this word, to use others. Don't think of themselves. Kuffar, the disbelievers, unbelievers, deniers. Yeah, we say that, yeah. The Prophet Muhammad, the Prophet Joseph helped, served, saved the worldly life of these people. Worldly life. When Muhammad came in or asked, he was asked by people to take over the leadership of the administration of Medina society, which was much larger, higher in any sense, in cultural sense, higher, economical sense, higher, etc. In every sense, Medina was better position, and so he was appointed to this society, and also Yusuf was appointed in Egypt. We understand that Egypt society was much higher than Median society where Yusuf's family lived. So it was exactly the same position, almost the same position. So we understand that we should not lose our hope, even while we are serving in our society as doing something, anything. We should not say that these are non-Muslims so that I can cheat them. These are non-Muslims so that I don't bother about their worldly life. Am I going to feed them? Am I going to help them? Why should I? They are unbelievers. We should never say this. That's what we learn. Another thing we learn here, if we think that we are qualified in any position, we should not feel shy to say that, or under the name of being humble, we should not shy of asking for the position that we are sure we can fulfill it. We can really perfectly do it. We should just present ourselves. Look, I can do this. It is not arrogance. It is not pride that I can do it. But we have to be very careful. Why? Can I really do it, or just it is my hope, or it is my wish, or cheating, for example, cheating with your resume. Yeah, CV, resume, CV, whatever, however you present yourself. no cheating, but at the same time, asking for your right. If you think really you are qualified, that's what we learn from this 55, verse 55. Of course, this is something practical. This interpretation is something practical. This understanding is something practical, but essential side is what? We have to give full authority to our spirit, conscience. That is the essence of the message. So when I understand my existence, my life belongs to the creator of the universe, then I have to act according to the will of the creator. Even before this, I have to acknowledge my being as belonging to him. It means I don't own myself. My master owns me. So when I have something from somebody else, and he gave me in the form of a trust, here you are, I give you the freedom, you can use, for example, somebody gave me his car and said that, look, I am giving this car and you use it, but be careful. This car is not yours and use it in this way. Now, and then he says, okay, I'm leaving you now and watching you over from somewhere you don't see. Let's say it's an analogy. And you do this, you do that according to what you want, and then where is the owner? Owner is not here, so I can use it as I want, and pretend to be it is my car, and take it to my friends and showing the car, and then how do you see my car? Huh? Which is a good one, isn't it? Be proud of my being, my body, my intelligence, my qualities, or whatever the qualities. Be proud of myself as if I am the owner of myself. What do you think? That is the problem. That is the essence of our problem. I found myself in this position, living this problem in my practical life. I forgot my owner. I think that this life, this being, including my body, including my spirit, or therefore including my feelings, as if they are my property. I use them. No, I don't feel ashamed of confessing this, because I am a human being. I cannot claim perfection. Anyways, that is my reality. So I have to admit it. I confess. I mean, I should confess to God my private sins. That is different. I am saying this is a common disease. I am not excluded from it, although I am aware of the common disease. Awareness of the common disease is necessary, but not sufficient. We have to practice it accordingly. Common disease is we claim that we are created by God. When someone really asks me, I say, this car, as the car was a symbol of myself. Car belongs to the creator of the universe, somebody else. Yeah, I say this. But while I'm using the car, I'm driving it or whatever, I do it as I want. I forgot that this is a given temporarily trusted gift to me, temporarily. He says, okay, a certain time, for an appointed time, with the ajal ma'lum, with the language of the Quran, for an appointed, known time. The owner knows when he's going to say, give my car back. The death, isn't it? So we know that owner says, okay, Now use it. Everything is recorded, what you have done. I will ask you next time whether I will give you another car in a better position or not. That is the day of judgment. That is necessary. That's why we are set free here. If the Creator, of course, sometimes he gives the signs that we are observed. Well, sometimes some unexpected things happen that we said, oh Allah, God, I know you are my owner, please help me. But as the Quran describes on many occasions, that when we save them, the Quran gives the example of the people in the sea, because when you get on the ship and when you are in the sea, there is no one that can help you. You are in the middle of ocean. Who can come and help you? And something happens, you start saying, Allah. And then when we say, the Quran says, when we save them, they forgot that, oh, we are lucky that the wind stopped 2 hours later. You see, where is God? And he says, they forgot. They immediately forgot it. When we save it, they forgot it. That they begged me, the Quran says. That's what we are happening to us. What's happening to me now? When I am in trouble, say, please God, and then when it is gone, I forgot it. Then I start using even my body, my feelings, as I want. As if I am the owner of my being, and I can freely dispose it as I want, as if. But the owner says, okay, I'm going to give you the car. It is not according to your choice. It's my choice. I gave you the car. All right, use it. And I'm going to take it. Don't forget. Because no one denies the reality of death. That is in front of us. But in practical life, what happens? While in between birth and, not after childhood, of course, and death, we tend to forget it. That is why Quran speaks in such a way that I really love it. I am created in this way. He knows who I am. But the problem is not making mistakes. Am I clear in my language? My problem is not in making mistakes or not making mistakes. My problem is I may fall into wrong position choices. That is possible. That is why I am given free will and doing sometimes right things, sometimes wrong things, choosing sometimes right, choosing sometimes wrong. Quran says, and God says in his guidance, it is okay. But what is not okay, don't be arrogant. When you make a mistake, when you, if you like, fall into wrong position, that is fine. Come back, acknowledge it. Don't ignore it totally, as if I am not your owner. But yes, you are neglectful. You are forgetful. You are weak. You are hasty to get the benefit as soon as possible. These are all Quranic descriptions that I am listing here. Yes, you are like this. I know that's what I created in this way, but I created you in this way not to make you fall. But I give you this, you will fall. It means you will fail in keeping the right attitude. You will fall. But come back and repent. That is the difference between Iblis or satanic attitude and Adamic attitude, human attitude. Did Adam make a mistake in paradise? Yes. And also, did Iblis rebelled God in paradise? Yes. Both of them did. All right. They are both fallen people, fallen creatures. All right. What is the difference? Adam repented, Satan rebelled, continues his rebel. That is the difference. If I make a mistake and not repent, not really turn back to God, not ask for forgiveness, this is the difference between human and Satan in the world, or Iblis in paradise. That's what we learn from the Quran. And not because Quran says so. No, when we learn it, come back to ourselves and see exactly what's going on in my life. So Quran must be really a guidance from the one who created me and knows my nature, and confirm the Quran. That is how we believe in the Quran. It is the word, it is the speech of my creator, because exactly his teaching fits my reality. But the point is, we should be careful about this point. Before I am taught, I don't know my reality. When I am taught, I say, oh, that is right. Confirm it. Like exactly, this is an important point. I give this example and I'll come back to this point very frequently. That is the most essential subject that we have to learn. When we go to school, we don't know. For example, I'm going to take biology courses. All right, I'm going to major in biology. Fine. Do you know anything of biology? No. But when you go to school, when you learn biology, do you understand that these are all true, what they taught you, apart from the interpretation of it? Exactly how it is created in this world? Yes, you go and experience it in the lab and you see, oh, that's correct. So the ability to potentiality is ready there. And when you learn the truth, the potentiality flourishes and comes out and becomes your character, your capacity. That is what the function of the Quran is in our life. I sometimes say Quran doesn't teach anything more than what I am. Is it correct? Yes, definitely. But since Quran doesn't teach anything more than what I am, why should I need the Quran? Yeah, okay. Since I have the potentiality to speak Chinese, which is possible, if I learn it, I will speak. So why do I need a teacher or other opportunities to study the language of Chinese? If you don't study, you don't know. So you have to study. You have to learn from others. That is how human beings work. That is our relationship with the Quran, with the speech of the Creator. It says, I am your guidance. It means I'm your teacher. Listen to it, come to yourself. That's why we hear the Quran saying that Iblis' attitude was this, Shaitan attitude was this in this world, and Adamic attitude was this. Now you are free to choose. Which one should I? When I follow Adam's attitude, it fits perfectly to my humanity. I feel perfectly comfortable because confessing my sins to other creatures is a heavy burden. Whereas confessing my reality to my creator, I feel relaxed. It means confession to God is perfect. So let's come to our car example. I took the car, I said, okay, so I am able to use the car according to the will of the real owner. Now, yesterday, I did something with the car that, the owner didn't want me to do that. Now, I go to owner and say, excuse me, I forgot your desire, how the car should be used, and I failed yesterday. The owner of the car is so compassionate. He said, okay, you accepted you made a mistake. It means you misused it yesterday. Okay, be careful today and tomorrow. Yep, I understand. That's what I gave you the car. As long as I acknowledge my sin and try not to repeat and repeat and repeat. But acknowledgement means I understood it was wrong. It shouldn't be repeated. So I try not to repeat it. If I fail, still I try. I should try not to repeat it. That is the relationship. So that was a little bit out of my today's subject, but it was very important to me. I should keep reminding me this, that I have to, I inevitably fall, but I have to accept and go to my creator and confess my mistake with his creator and promise him that I am not going to repeat it. Promise it, promise it. Don't say that if I promise it, I may do it again. No, promise it. If you fail again promise it. That is how the istighfar or confession between me and my creator should be, inshallah. Okay. Now we learned from Yusuf that if we are going to do anything good, we should not really shun away from serving the non-believers. What happens if you serve the non-believers? That is the secret, my friends. This is the secret we learn from Yusuf. He served the people. Of course, he was a prophet. We don't forget. He was a prophet. It means he had a responsibility to fulfill the mission. What is the mission? Spread the message he receives from the Creator. Now, can you imagine? You are nasty to your friend and you have a mission. Is there any way that you can present your mission to your neighbor? Example, practical example. Is there any way? Impossible. Everybody knows this example, impossible. So, what do I learn from here? I have to have my trustworthiness, my reputation as an honest person, respectful person, helpful person, altruist person in my environment. Serve them, help them. I try to practice it. I mean, I don't mind confessing my sins, but not the sins, sorry, major belief mistakes, shortcomings. This is sins I don't confess, but major mistakes in belief realization. That's what we are going to learn here. But I confess, but sometimes I'm not totally correct, like not every, there's no man in the world totally correct. Everybody has some grain of hope. That's what the prophets always try their best, thinking that they may. You see, always try to help them. Anyways, I tried. The first time I started living in a new residence, the first time they said it's a foreigner and he is a strange guy. He behaves something, wears something strange, different culture. This is a foreigner. Yeah, no, get the label, immigrant. All right. First, they started a little bit being nasty to me. Yeah, not welcoming really. All right, I said, oh, I helped with their problem in the roof, repaired it. That was one. And then started doing very nice things to him. Tried this. You know that it is human reality. Now they are so respectful to me. I said, the Quranic teaching is really true. Not what Allah gives me the example here in Yusuf, for example, in many other, but in the life of the Prophet, for example, and he helped the Medina or Yathrib that time. Yathrib people, they were non-believers, pagan Arabs, Jews, pagans. Only a handful of people were his followers. Did he favor his followers in his administration? Never. And also, for example, we see in later life, for example, some booties left at the end of some sort of war conditions. And what did he do? He distributed the booties, whatever is left, whatever you call it in Arabic, ghanime, among the people. What did he do? So strange, unbelievable. He gave rich people more than believing, trustworthy, and totally, what is the word? Submitted themselves to God, put it in a simple way. So submitted themselves to God much less than what he gave to rich people. And of course, these poor people said, we are in need of this thing. They don't. They didn't understand. Some of them rebelled in their feeling, maybe really raised their voice. Yes, there is a record of it in the history. So the Prophet said, these people are rich. These people are used to luxurious life. Let them not, it is important, let them not think that we came here and joined the war, not arbitrary. Of course, there must be a problem. That's why war happens. And we did this not for worldly benefit purposes. Why? Here is the booty they gave us. In one cases, they just give it. They said, no, we make an, how do you say, not attacking, treaty of peace. But in return, we are giving this property to you. They gave it as well. And the Prophet distributed to rich, mostly rich, less so to the poor. Let them think that we are all doing this for worldly benefit, which we are not. But we have to really express it openly so that they will understand. So I am with you. Why bother? We are here not to have worldly benefit. We are here to fulfill our mission, our purpose. Why we are here? To acknowledge God, to be thankful to God, and to have a peaceful relationship with God, loving relationship with God. That's what we are here for. Not for the good things. As long as we are alive, thank God. But these people may have are used to luxurious life and also may think that they were newly converted people. That's what he gave them more. They should not have a bad thought of us. Establishing the trust between two sides at the same time. And what was the result? Complete success. 100% success. Oh, you cannot imagine. For example, Yusuf was the ruler of this certain people. The Medina administration, the Prophet's Medina life, what did he do? Expanded from Spain to China even further. More successful than Yusuf. Do you understand this? That is what we have to learn from this story, from this section of this story. Wow, 10 minutes late. Okay, I think tomorrow, next Wednesday, sorry. So we will start from verse 56, inshallah. I feel that we are touching many related, if you like, not main subject, related subjects, not that doesn't belong to the main teachings of what the verses are we are studying, but reminded us. I don't know whether you feel uncomfortable about this or not. What I think, rather than studying 10 verses in a session, maybe you may sometimes, but our aim is not to finish the story of Yusuf or other stories that we are studying, the stories of the prophets we are studying on Wednesdays. Our aim is not to finish it. Our aim is to make it applicable in my practical life. That's what I believe and I prefer. But if you think that this is not the best way of studying, then please let me know. Either now voice out now, tell me now, or write to me, or write in chat box, however you like. But express yourself if you are uncomfortable with somehow scattering the section to side subjects, not the main subject. Although I believe these side subjects are essential for our practical life, especially practical life means practicing our belief in our life. Maybe known to you, yes, maybe. But how are we going to relate it to the Quranic teaching? That is another aim. So when we say, be a good neighbor, of course, love thy neighbor is the main principle of Christianity. Why Islam is going to say that be a good neighbor? Because we learned it from Christianity earlier than Islam. Why should I need it? If it is correct, why should I deny? Why should I reject? I accept it. But within the context of the teachings of the Quran, I should be a good neighbor. There is a difference. As a Christian, to be a good neighbor is different from, as a believer in the teachings of the Quran, being a good neighbor. We have to contextualize it within the main teachings of the Quran. it is also another aim of these discussions that I always keep this one. Within the context of the Quran, where this, everybody knows that we shouldn't steal, but where not stealing is located within the general teachings of the Quran, based on belief or based on foundations of belief of the Quran. According to other Christians, Jews, and other humanitarian understandings, humanist understandings, you shouldn't steal because you feel uncomfortable. It's harmful for others. Quran says you shouldn't steal because your creator has not allowed you. You are not allowed to the property of others, which is assigned by God. God let him take it. If you take it back from him without my permission, it means in a shari'i legal way, if you take it back from him, you are not only infringing the right of this person, mainly you are infringing, contradicting my will. You are rebelling my will. I have given this property to him. How dare you take it? Who you are? So we act in the name of God. We act according to the will of God, but they made the Jewish people act according to the will of God because it is prohibited in their religion. But humanist people, not to steal, nothing to do with God, not to contradict their human nature. Ultimately, it obeys God's law, but they don't acknowledge it. The problem is they are missing not stealing in the name of God. That's what we have to locate. Our practical principles, even the humanitarian principles, within the context of the teachings of the Quran. That needs a little bit more attention. We sometimes confuse. We don't need to learn from the Quran not to steal. Yes, you do, because context is completely different. Reason is completely different. Sometimes, especially in contrast with humanitarianism, it is essentially different. Essentially different. Egocentric, God-centric, diametrically different. So, problem is not, or the main matter is not stealing. Main matter is why you shouldn't steal. That is what we are trying to do here. Sometimes I tell this is the difference. Sometimes I don't, but inshallah, I try to be as much as I can. I am not perfect, definitely not. You don't have to tell me. I am absolutely aware of it. I am not perfect, definitely not. But I keep it in mind always. How can I contextualize these humanistic feelings into the belief system of the Quran? How can I do that? Because it must be done. Otherwise, it would be pointless. Anyways, I really extended. Next week, or let me see, Akabe says, I really enjoyed relating Prophet Yusuf's story to Prophet Muhammad's. Oh, not only that, your life, Akabe. Your life. Anyways, thank you very much. So next week, we are not, I think it is not Ramadan, yes. The following week, it will be Ramadan. So I am suggesting, please don't leave and give your idea. During Ramadan only, let's start this discussion at 6 p.m. Eastern time. So the other friends who are joining the discussion from other part of the world, they can really adjust their time. It means 1 hour before we are having the discussion right now, nowadays. Next week also the same, 7 o'clock Eastern time. There is no change. When Ramadan starts, does anybody know which day Ramadan starts?
I think the first, could be wrong.
Day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Oh.
First is Saturday, isn't it? Or Friday, sorry. 1st of May, did you say? No.
April.
No, 1st of April, sorry. 1st of April?
Second. For us, it's the second. It's Sunday.
Doesn't matter. Sunday, again. Saturday or Sunday. It is before Monday. That is the matter.
Inshallah.
Yeah, inshallah. So, next Monday, 7 p.m. at the same time as we are having now. The following Monday, my suggestion only 1 hour earlier, so that it shouldn't clash with the iftar time. What do you say? Any objection?
You mean 1 hour later than 5 p.m., which is 6 p.m.?
No, we are having a 7 p.m. No. I'm talking about Monday discussion. Wednesday discussion is the same. It doesn't matter because 5 to 6 is not clashing with the iftar time. Monday discussion is, so I am preparing my mind and also your mind that Monday discussions will start when Ramadan starts at 6 p.m. Eastern time. Not 7, but 6 p.m. Is it reasonable, acceptable proposal, if you like? What do you say?
Makes sense, yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Thank you. Anybody else?
You're welcome.
Farah, what do you say?
Yeah, no, it's good for me.
Yeah. Anybody else? Of course, you are in Chicago. You will be even earlier. All right. Now, is there an objection? All right. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. I am, inshallah, ending the recording. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Subhanaka la ilma lana illa ma 'allamtana innaka antal alimul hakim wa akhiru da'wahum alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin bi hurmati sirri surat al-Fatiha. Inshallah, I will see you Monday at the same time, Wednesday and Saturday at the same time. Only the other Monday, the coming after Monday, not next, but the after Monday, we will start the discussion at 6 p.m.